This is my grandma Janice, my dad Ronnie, my grandma Hazel, my sister Cheyenne, and my mom Ginger. In your head, I would like for you all to imagine yourself in a dark, quiet, cold, and unfamiliar place. You are locked in a cage without the ability to drink, eat, and sleep whenever you'd like to, and you're being poked and prodded at for more than 8 hours each and every day trying to develop a cure for cancer. Do the pros outweigh the cons? Today, the purpose in giving you this speech is to inform you of the pros and cons of animal testing. I believe this is a very important topic for all of society to be informed about, and I am extremely credible to give you this speech because I have done extensive research, giving myself a widened variety of knowledge on animal testing. Today, I will discuss to you how animal testing contributes to life-saving cures for humans, how animals are appropriate research subjects for scientists, how animal testing results in cruel and inhumane actions being taken to animals, and how animal testing does not reliably predict results in humans. Now that I have given you a sneak peek at my main points, I am going to begin with my first pro, its role in developing life-saving cures for humans. The world of medicine is constantly evolving, and it has been evolving for several years now. Every single day, new advancements are made that help contribute to saving human lives. This would not be possible without animal testing. The Foundation of Biomedical Research reports that cows helped create the very first vaccine through animal testing, monkeys, dogs, and mice led to the polio vaccine, and several primates helped develop drugs for HIV and AIDS. If you know someone who has gotten insulin shots, then you know someone who has directly been affected by animal testing. Through an interview I conducted with my good friend Jeff, who works at an animal shelter and spends his spare time contributing to the rights for animals, Jeff said that although he doesn't agree with animal testing, he himself has directly been affected by it. Jeff shared that he gets insulin shots daily and is grateful for all of the animals and their contributions to saving human lives. Now that I have told you about my first pro, which is life-saving effects of animal testing, I'm going to tell you about how animals are appropriate research subjects. In a study conducted by the California Biomedical Association, chimps shared 99% of their DNA with humans, and mice are 98% similar in DNA to humans. This is why chimpanzees and mice make up a big portion of the animals used in animal experiments. Research conducted by the National Institution of Health shows that although plants share DNA with human, if scientists used plants instead, they would not get as accurate information as they would when using animals. For example, banana plants shared 40% of DNA with humans, but a banana would not have the same reaction to a vaccine as a human would. However, if we were to use a monkey, the monkey would probably have a very similar reaction to a human. This means that animals are very accurate test subjects for humans. Now that I have discussed my two pros, I am going to discuss and move on to my two cons. The first con is that animal testing results in cruel and inhumane treatments of animals. Kristen Stone, a researcher on animal testing, gathered research that shows while animals are being experimented on, they endure multiple different types of extremely cruel and inhumane actions. Commonly, animals are subjected to burns, cuts, electric shock, force feeding, food and water deprivation, and neck breaking and decapitation and other forms of misconduct to conduct these experiments. Kristen Stone also said that each year out of the 115 million animals that are experimented on, more than 50 million of those animals are forced to endure these hard conditions. As you can see now, cruel and inhumane actions are extremely negative. I would like to move on to my last con. Animal testing does not reliably predict results in humans. Even some of the humans that closely share DNA with humans can still result in inaccurate results when comparing humans to animals. For example, chimpanzees share 99% of their DNA with humans, but when testing vaccines, over half were effective in chimpanzees, but ineffective in humans. This info came from the California Biomedical Research Association. According to the U.S. Department of Food and Drugs, also known as the FDA, 8% of drugs tested on animals are effective, which means 98% of drugs are not. As you can see, there are several arguments on both sides of animal testing. Both the pros and the cons are extremely important for all of society to know. For an overview, I will restate my pros and cons of animal testing. Animal testing contributes to life-saving cures for humans. It gives adequate test subjects for scientists. Now, they are inhumane and cruel, and it does not reliably predict human outcomes. The purpose of my speech today was to properly inform you on the pros and cons of animal testing. Now, I would like for you to each to imagine yourself in that same dark, cold, and empty room that you imagined in the beginning of this. Is animal testing worth the cruel and inhumane actions taken to animals? Do the pros outweigh the cons? What do you think?